Hello everyone. So I noticed that there was still some crackling at the end of my last video, so still trying to work on the audio. So we'll see how it goes this time. Gonna look at the inventory for Tesla and see what's going on there. Some concerns being raised over inventory levels. So we got an article here from Electrek. Headline is Tesla inventory reaches new high, pointing to price cuts not working. So that could be one reason why inventory is rising, but I'll present another idea that may have a factor as well. Let's see what the article says. Tesla inventory in the US has reached a new high and is pointing to price cuts maybe not working as well as the automaker intended. So they do say maybe. At the end of the quarter, Tesla disclosed having 15 days worth of inventory, which has been its highest in years. The automaker tried to justify it with vehicles in transit, but it's hard to believe there were that many vehicles in transit at the end of the quarter. 15 days worth of inventory, as far as industry standards, is pretty low. The automotive industry in general normal is about 60 days of inventory, is my understanding. So for Tesla, 15 days is high compared to what they have been, but compared to industry standards, it's low. Now Tesla has a very different model. It's online ordering, and it's not a dealership model, so I guess you can't look at them exactly the same way. So that's worth noting. The article notes Model 3 also appears to be starting to be a problem, with inventory jumping 50% over the second half of the month despite the recent price cuts. Model Y inventory was cut in half to about 300 units following the two most recent price cuts. So Model Y is looking pretty good as far as inventory levels. Let's see what Electrek has to say. Electrek's take: now it's important to take these data points with a grain of salt, since they also might be a result of Tesla deploying more inventory in the US during a short period of time ahead of switching production for other markets. But regardless of that, in general, higher inventory is certainly not a good sign of demand. It will be interesting to see if Tesla decides to again adjust prices down in the US, especially for Model X. Although when it comes to the electric SUV, Tesla's recent offer of 6 years of supercharging for owners of older Model S and X vehicles to upgrade might have done the trick already, and it has yet to be reflected in the inventory vehicles. So this is a good point, that they might be switching, building up some inventory for the US, and then they'll ship more around the world. The point I want to make is that Tesla keeps increasing production, and it's in general easier to deliver less vehicles than it is to deliver more vehicles, I would say. And I think that would lead to some higher inventory levels as production increases. There's going to be more in that delivery chain that are in the inventory phase, because production gets higher and higher. So inventory is going to be higher and higher as they produce more and more, I would imagine. So this data comes from mattjung.net. The charts we saw there should note that Tesla seems to generally avoid posting duplicate configurations in each location. The actual inventory numbers may be higher. So if they have the exact same vehicle, they're not going to list it twice, which means those numbers might actually be low compared to what the actual inventory is. So data in the charts, may not be 100% correct. So when we look at this data, this is for United States only. Yeah, the Model X inventory getting pretty high, and Model 3 going up, but we got Model Y going down. But historically speaking, yeah, an increase, but Model 3 and Model S kind of where they've been historically, and the Model X is not a big part of Tesla's revenue. The Model Y and Model 3 are the biggest ones, and it looks like maybe the Model Y is just eating into the Model 3 sales at the moment with the current price cuts, and Model Y being eligible for incentives at the moment. And if we have a look at the European data, so when we look at the new Europe inventory for the individual models, rising in the short term, but historically kind of normal levels of inventory, going back to this only goes back to 2023, and the Model S and X just started being delivered to Europe, so we can see a little bump up there. So in general, I would say, yeah, it looks like inventory is rising, and that's causing more fear in the market as everyone's questioning the demand. They want to see more demand with these price cuts. But again, to me, it's short-term noise causing a lot of fear and potentially presenting some buying opportunities. The short term, maybe the next 3 to 6 months, there could be some buying opportunities, if not already today, a nice buying opportunity in Tesla shares is what I'm referring to. Yeah, for me, it doesn't look like a big issue at the moment. It's something to keep an eye on. Inventory levels go up and down all the time. Could just be, the delivery delays, vehicles in transit, a lot of moving factors there. We'll keep an eye on the inventory and see how it goes over time. That's my second update for today. Hopefully the audio will be better. My name's Evan Bertrand. This is the Evergreen Channel. Subscribe if you like by clicking on the wheel, and give it a like if you like the video. And thanks for watching.